Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome back to another live show. Now this live show, I'm not on the studio computer. I'm actually on a laptop, so I'm testing the performance of the CPU and also the bandwidth. So far, so good. If I start to flake out, both audio and/or video, let me know because I think I've finally optimized these settings. So hopefully we'll be good to go here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We've got just a ton of amazing stuff that's right around the corner and stuff that's happening right now. I'm looking at my interface here. It's interesting how this interface constantly changes. Just looking at a few things here to see what's going on, but. Augustin, hello from Argentina. Welcome aboard, man. This is a live show. Welcome aboard. If you're watching this at approximately 7:04 p.m. New York City time, then that obviously this is a live broadcast. So I'm thrilled that everybody is tuning in live. Now, anything that you type beside the video within the video's comments, I can see in real time if you're watching this in real time, and potentially respond to your comments and questions. So, yeah, very very good stuff. I know yesterday was was an interesting day for Apple. They had the launch event, launched the iPhone 10, the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and it created quite a bit of excitement, but also for a lot of people, it was deemed disappointing, and I'm one of those that I felt the Apple launch event yesterday was a little bit disappointing. I know that they released the what they were hoping was going to be a revolutionary iPhone, the iPhone 10, and although it has nice features, I don't know. Y'all tell me. I mean, I just don't think that it's the shock and awe that one may expect from a revolutionary new design. So it's almost as if it's just a taste of what's coming from Apple. I think it's neat they eliminated the home button, but then again, do we really have a problem with the home button? I know with older phones, many people, including myself, with the older iPhones, the iPhones that had the physical home button, that became broken. I think it was I posted a video on my YouTube. I can't remember if it was the iPhone 5 or the iPhone. I can't remember which one it was, but mine broke and I posted a video about it. But now with the iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8, and iPhone 8 Plus, they don't have a physical button. Even though when you push it, you get that tactile feel. That's actually called haptic feedback. So, if you have an iPhone 7 or newer, power the phone off and push that button, and you'll notice the button doesn't push. But when the phone's on, you push it, it feels like it's depressing, but it's actually not. It's just it's called haptic feedback, and that's actually on this 2017 MacBook Pro that I'm using to broadcast with right now. The touchpad on it has the same type effect. It feels as if the touchpad is being depressed when I push the touchpad, but in reality, it's just haptic feedback to give the user the sensation that they're physically pushing something, but they're not. That's pretty cool. And that just makes me wonder why with the iPhone 10, why was eliminating the home button such importance? I mean, they've already created a home button that doesn't have physical movement, so it's not prone to failure. So why did they feel the need to remove the home button? I mean, they removed, obviously with iPhone 7, they took away the headphone jack, which I don't care about that, but it upset a lot of people. Now they've removed the home button. I guess it gives more real estate to the screen on the iPhone 10. So from that perspective, the removal of the home button could make sense. But it just seems kind of like a pointless innovation to me. So it's I don't know. And there's a lot of people that are probably just gobbling up the new iPhone because they're iPhone or Apple fanboys, which is fine. But I'm not on that train. I've got the iPhone 7S Plus, and actually, if I hadn't had on my iPhone 6S Plus that I had before this, the headphone. This doesn't have the headphone jack because this is the iPhone 7S Plus. But on my iPhone 6S Plus, it did have a headphone jack. It got water in it, and it continued to think that there was something plugged in. And no matter what I did, I went through a gamut of troubleshooting exercises. I couldn't get it to work again, so I had to have headphones on all the time. And that prompted me to hurry up and upgrade to the new phone. I would have waited until iPhone 8 or 10 came out, but at the time, iPhone 7S Plus was what was available, and it's a great phone. I don't really see an incentive to upgrade from the iPhone 7S Plus to an iPhone 8, 8 Plus, or iPhone 10. Now, if I didn't have one, those would be nice, and the thing that the feature that excited me the most about those was wireless charging, and that's something I don't know why Apple has, why they waited so long to integrate wireless charging into their devices. I mean, it was funny during their launch event, they were demoing third-party wireless charging pads. They didn't even have their own at that point in time. They pulled it out towards the end of the presentation, but it was just funny that Apple being such a forward-thinking company, why were they such a late adopter for wireless charging? But anyway, that's that Apple event. That's been on the top of my list of curiosities for this year. But I am super excited about the new Watch OS that's coming out for Apple Watch, and also obviously the new iOS for the iPhones and the iPads, and ultimately what makes me the most excited is Mac OS High Sierra, which is what I'm going to upgrade the OS on my MacBook Pro and iMac, and also Mac Mini. I've got 3 Mac computers, so that'll be interesting. Augustine says, here is so expensive that phones, I've got the S6 Edge. I bought it in Miami in February in Argentina, almost 54% to the entire value of the almost any product as a tax. Wow. That's steep, dude. Jacob says, hello, I have the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm happy with it, so I won't buy a new phone this year. Yeah, I feel the same way, man. iPhone 7 Plus it's good. I mean, so far mine's been a good phone. Now, obviously we don't get 4K 60 frames per second like the newer iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and 10 have, but it's I think the 8, just the regular 8 has 4K 60, but I know the 8 Plus has 4K 60, but obviously with our iPhone 7 or iPhone 7 Plus, we max out at 4K 30, which is fine, but yeah, 4K 60 would be better. Yeah, I'm on that plan where I get it through Apple. I forget what they call the plan, but basically if you want to upgrade every 12 months or so, you can. So I'm in no hurry. I'm sticking with the 7S Plus until that gets me to the point to where it's time to upgrade. So, hopefully by then they'll even have a newer version of this new iPhone format, the format that has the wireless charging capability. So, let me get some water here. Hold on just a second. Be right back. Be right back. Get some water. Right back. H2O. Got some high quality H2O. Good deal. Yep, so the it looks like I finally fixed the settings with Wirecast, which is the live streaming app that I'm using here. I'm using it on what's amazing. This is on the MacBook Pro, and it's still performing well. So hopefully y'all haven't encountered any glitches. Yesterday when I did the live show, I tried to launch Wirecast from both my studio and then also from my laptop computer, and it failed on both. And it was actually an important lesson learned, because what I learned is that Wirecast, which obviously is a paid application, I've got a free demo, but I've got the latest paid version. But when it launches, at least for Mac, it communicates with a licensing server on Wirecast end. So their licensing server was down, and the product of that is that when I launched Wirecast from either my studio computer or my laptop computer, the application wouldn't run. It appeared as if it was airing out. So from my laptop computer, I actually reinstalled Wirecast, and the issue continued to persist. So at that point, I was under the assumption that it had to have been something server side. Sure enough, that's what it was. It was a server side issue, so everything's hunky-dory with Wirecast. And I absolutely love this program. And again, I'm not green screening during this broadcast, but that's the beauty of it. If I want to do real-time green screen, I can. If I want to just, use a simple set like this in front of some mini blinds, I can do that. I can do whatever I want to do, and that's the beauty of this program. Now, something I'm going to do in the studio, and I'm going to create that tutorial for everyone, because a lot of you have asked for the live streaming how-to. What equipment do you use? What software do you use? How do you configure it? This, that, and the other. That's at the top of my to-do list, and it's really fascinating stuff. Even if you live stream before, you may have used a simpler setup, but if you use this, I found it to be really both intuitive and powerful. But I'll stop boring everybody with that. We're several things from the Sony world, and there was a new, and actually I'm shocked when I saw this. Sony, a lot of people felt the Sony A7 or possibly the A7R3 or the A7S3. They thought those were about to hit, or maybe even an A9R. But what we got was kind of weird. It was a new version of, let me see here. I don't want to get the mark. I think it's Mark IV. Yeah, it was the RX10 Mark IV. And if you've seen some of my older videos, you know that I used an RX10. I really enjoyed it. I got quite decent photo and video quality from the from RX10, the older version. But they just released a version 4, Mark IV of the RX10. So, that's interesting. Oh, it looks like I got some network congestion. Bummer. Yeah, hate when this happens. Yeah, this is network related. But, yeah, so they released a Mark IV, the RX10. What they did not include within the RX10 Mark IV is 4K 60 frames per second, and it's actually quite disappointing that they didn't include that. If you've had any experience with the RX10 or even the RX100 for that matter, you've probably found that to not be a Sony Alpha range camera, that it's still able to capture very, very convincing results. At least that was my experience with the first version of the RX10. But it's kind of yeah, it's kind of crazy they didn't give it 4K 60. So I'm kind of bummed by that. Looks like I got some congestion here. I hope this clears. Okay, now I restarted the stream, and I think the congestion's probably gone. So yeah, that's really weird. Just out of curiosity, when I restarted the live stream, what did y'all see from your end? Did it flicker or do anything funny? Yeah, part of this live stream that I'm doing now is to test and see what all I can do without introducing network congestion. So I don't know why that did that. So I was streaming along great. The CPU utilization is only 31%. Acceptable. And again, my CPU utilization is only around 29 to 31%. So that's not it's not the root cause. Very interesting. And maybe it'll clear up for us here in just a second. Can y'all still see and hear me, or is it flaked out? I'm trying to get this. Okay, now it looks like it may be recovering a little bit. Strange. Very strange. Okay, now it's greening back up. So I think we're about to be. Here we go. Now we're green again. Yeah, so that congestion had to be server side because I was looking at my utilization and everything was okay. Sorry about that. You know, as much as I want to have the perfect live stream, sometimes there are factors that are beyond my control, such as that. So that was a prime example of server side network congestion. The setup says, I'm curious if network connection issues is some a wireless issue or a modem before it hits wireless. You know what I need to do? I need to do some work on the infrastructure here because it's possible, even though I have my laptop reports having full Wi-Fi signal. Yeah, see now it's bouncing again. That's weird. Maybe I'm getting interference on the router and see if that has a positive effect. So that'll be interesting to investigate after the live show. And the laptop's fine. It's not overheating or anything. So, very weird. Well, we're 20 minutes in, and because of this intermittent issue that seems to be server side, I'm going to go ahead and end this live show. But we'll have another live show very soon. So thanks as always for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.